Yo, what's going on, guys? So today's review, DOPA versus FAKER. I love doing these reviews. Probably the two most renowned mid laners in all time history. These two mid laners go way back. The man who decided to go for the pro path and the man who decided to go the other way, more towards the streaming and boosting before that. So today's review, of course, I'm going to be of DOPA's perspective playing Twisted Fate and just running you through some of the little tips and tricks he does with his Twisted Fate setup. He's been grinding back on the Korean server recently. You can see his masters almost 200 points right now. This account actually decayed from around about 1000 LP, so he should be swiftly moving up that ladder towards rank 1 right now. Jumping into the game now, looking at his rune page, he has the Arcane Comet setup. Right now, Dope has 4 different rune setups. He has the Arcane Comet, he has the Electrocute setup, he has the Klepto setup, and he has the Unsealed Spellbook setup. And they are obviously all for different matchups and scenarios. Whatever works best for you, I would recommend just find one of those 4 and spam it. Become very comfortable, understand the damage numbers of trades. That's the most important. Dopa has thousands of Twisted Fate games. He knows when to run different things. For you, you probably don't have enough time to put in thousands and thousands of hours of Twisted Fate. Just find something that works for you. I personally rather the Electrocute setup. That's just me. Maybe you like the Arcane Comet, maybe you like the Unsealed. So Dopa early on, guys, into an Ezreal, Faker's Ezreal. For some reason, Faker's been playing a lot of Ezreal mid. I'm not too sure if he will bring it out at Worlds. It's a strange pick. Like, Jace mid is also very good if you want a poke mage, like a poke champion mid, especially AD. But the Jace doesn't have any mobility, so maybe it's kind of like a substitute to Jace when you need mobility. I'm not too sure what Faker is doing with this pick. But you see Dopa hard shove it in early. It bounces off the tower. And it's going to shove back into him here. The jungler matchup is always the most important thing to look up. Like, it's an Olaf into a Sylas. They both have gank pressure, but it's nothing like a Lee Sin or a Jarvan. It's nothing like that, or a Camille. The ganks are very telegraphed. You can see them coming. And you should be able to at least dodge something out or have to burn a flash. So you can see Faker's trade pattern. He lands his W, ease in, looks for an auto. It's actually quite a heavy trade, honestly. That's Ezreal mid, hey? I like it. Look at this. Faker playing right up aggressive here, and they're both hovering towards their jungle. You can see the jungle is having skirmish on the bot side. Olaf wins it. Also, just take note, some of these summoner spells are a little bit buggy. You can see every single summoner spell is kind of bugging out at the moment on the halfway point, so just bear with me if I make a mistake there. And as always, guys, like, just use logic with these rune pages. Like, just think about it. Ezreal is going to try and Q you from a very long distance. So things like the Klepto, things like the Electrocute, are just not going to give you as much value as something like the Comet, where you throw your Q out and you can land it very easily. So Dopa is going to get a base in there. He gets the Cloth Armor, a refillable potion, just to be safe. If he had stayed there with no potions, Faker would have just poked him out. Faker, look at Faker's inventory. He's got plenty of health, plenty of mana. So Dopa sees the opportunity to get a base in. He's going to lose maybe 1 or 2 creeps, but that's about it. He's going to run back into the mid lane to pick up the wave. Bot side's getting shoved in by Teddy. So many SK team members in high elo at the moment. Connecting going to try and 2v1. Don't think it's doable. Aatrox picks up the kill. And we pan back to the mid lane. It's a slight freeze by Dopa. It's nothing large. Faker is going to have no problems with dealing with this. He can just shove this in or let it shove back. It's going to bounce eventually. As Faker moves in with the Cull just purchased. Misses out on those skill shots. And yeah, he's got that Cull. He's in it for the long haul, boys. He's hoping for a long old game. See Bard roaming in the mid lane. I simply don't know. I assume Faker has cleanse available. Pretty bad gank on a shoving wave. But it is what it is. Olaf coming in top side. Dopa sees him and exit. I wonder if Olaf threw the Q out, he would have had to blow the flash. Coming in level 6 soon. What lane does he want to focus? Kai'Sa Karma is pretty free. Renekton also pretty immobile. I think both lanes are fine. All about movements on this, guys. Can Dopa juke out Faker? Trades are actually very even, surprisingly. Pushing in now. He's trying to keep, you want to keep as much mana as you can coming level 6, obviously, guys. I see too many low elo Twisted Fates. They hit level 6 and they have no mana. It's like, you've got to think ahead. You've always got to be one step ahead, man. It's like a game of chess. Start thinking ahead what you want to be doing. Don't be 0 mana on level 6. You've got a base, then you've got to do this, then you'll do this. The enemy has a lot of time to kind of coordinate against you. Okay, drops the cleanse and runs out of the gank. That's going to be very important. No cleanse with the Silas setup. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill if he flashes. Now, does he have any openings? Maybe topside? Potentially on the reveal. But opts against it. Just clipping him with these Qs. Very annoying poke from the Twisted Fate. Oh, that's unlucky. Faker just gets him there. God, Ezreal, dude. Ezreal, Kai'Sa, and Xayah. If you get Ezreal, Kai'Sa, Xayah bans every game, you will have a blast in solo queue. Get rid of those 3 champions, plus maybe Sivir. So just simply have 4 bans, and you'll be having the best time of your life. God, I don't know why Riot introduced these champions, man. It's probably because I'm a little bit biased from being a mid laner that likes assassins. But, whose idea was it to give these champions just so many heals and shields and dashes and invulnerabilities? Yeah, I don't know about this one, man. I'd love to see this. Yeah, so we get a couple of kills. DOPA gets the Ninja Tabai, by the way. It's a great item against an Ezreal. It just makes sense. It simply makes sense. The armor, perfect. Negating auto attack damage, perfect. Why wouldn't you? He has almost no mana, so he has to be extremely cautious. Like, when I say no mana, I mean, like, look, he only has a Doran's Ring. And that ward I was talking about earlier, in every VOD I talk about this ward. I don't see, I always, like, low elo players don't really like this ward. And that's a deep lane ward. Why? Like, there's so much benefit for Faker to be getting that. Like, number one, he can just simply look for better poke with his Qs when the waves are shoved. Second, he can track DOPA when he looks for a roam. And thirdly, he can look at the base timings, he can look at movements like that towards blue, etc. It's such a valuable ward. DOPA knows this. He puts a control ward down, says absolutely not. You will not be getting this vision. I cannot have it, he says. Pops the ultimate bot side. Gonna get that. Kai'Sa, double kill to the Silas. And he's off to the races. Doing very well. Of course, with that roam, Faker getting a small advantage in CS and XP. You gotta be careful, man. If this Ezreal gets a kill or two, it's very hard to contain that Ezreal. If you're mid lane Ezreal getting all the experience, it is super potent. Because bot lane Ezreal, you're sharing a lot of your experience. Mid lane Ezreal, man. You can really take over the game at 2 items in the mid game. Just completely dominate. As he's gonna go around for that blue buff wrap around. Where's this ward at? First Drake is an Ocean Drake. It's actually super valuable. Like, for both teams, this Ocean is very good. Surprised I haven't seen anyone contest it early. Olaf coming through. DOPA have to flash here. Duke's out on the Olaf Q. Bard coming in. Dude, Bard might get it done. What? Okay. Spectator, never do that again. Oh, DOPA mistimes it. He mistimes his Q. It could have been a kill. And that's just life sometimes. You cannot play perfectly every game. Faker holding on. And he'll shove this in, get a reset. I'm assuming for a Catalyst. Probably... Does he have enough for a blasting end Catalyst? I doubt it. No, actually, no, I think he does. I think he does. It's 10 minutes into 96 farm. It's weird, man. DOPA just goes to another level every time he verse. Like, they both... I can tell they both just really want to beat each other. It's fucking actually very entertaining to watch. They just go to another level. They just do not troll. They just try hard. They're gonna shove one more. I'm guessing he wants the Rod of the Ages base. Renekton coming. He'll get this kill. Oh, and he pops the ultimate. Can he turn it? Can he do it? I highly doubt it. As the Aatrox picks up the kill. Very nice. Looking at the state of the game now, it's very slow, man. These towers aren't dropping in the side lanes. It's going to be a very mid lane centric game for DOPA. If these outers are dropping very quickly, like DOPA likes to drop into a 1-3-1, send the bot lane mid. This is very common, but it's still a long way away, it seems. Aatrox is very far ahead, so DOPA wants to play towards that lane. It's going to be pretty cheap. As you see that yellow trinket is still in that mid lane there. The Faker finally got it in without DOPA knowing. Almost worth going a sweeper on Twisted Fate to deny that. So he's not going to be too far off the roller, so he doesn't want to force too much at the moment. He kind of just wants to farm. Couple of waves, get the quick base in, get that roller stacking. Moving in. He wants to clear the pink, but he has no flash, I believe. Well, he doesn't. I'm pretty... Okay, wait, Summoner Spells are back? Yeah, nice. Yep, Summoner Spells back. Picking up the Ocean Drake. Or are we? This could be the first fight of the game. Ooh, Silas picks it up. Does drop. Olaf gonna go down as well. TP coming through. The bloody close fight. Bard doing as much as he can. Skill 9. Dude, that's a mid. That's a really... that guy's in all the high elo games. He's a really good mid. I don't think he's a pro, though. He could be the next pro. Skill 9. I think he is a pro. Definitely up there, man. Definitely up there. Faker stacking that tier. Has that sheen as well. These Qs are going to hurt if he lands them. A WQ combo is going to chunk you a lot. You see that Cull getting pretty low as well. DOPA does have the level advantage. Has enough for the roller now, so after this cannon wave, he bases for roller, I'm assuming. You don't want to leave roller too long. Like, you can leave it a little bit, but you don't want to leave it too long. Grabbing the basin now. So excited for Worlds, man. Make sure, guys, that you're subscribed to the channel, because I'm getting ready to embark on another trip over to EU. Hopefully running on into some of these big names in solo queue. Maybe I get my match against Faker. I hope so. A rematch against Doinby would be great. Caps rematch, I'd love it. Yes, please, sign me up. So hopefully you guys are ready for that, so stay tuned. War of the Ages completed now. Still no outage dropped, so he's going to keep on running down mid, looking for a 2v2 with his jungler. Yeah, I don't know who wins this. Ooh, he cannot stop the port. DOPA looks in for the gold card onto the Kai'Sa, but it's just not quite enough. DOPA has no flash here. He probably... Ooh, the Hourglass comes out. He drops there, of course. Nothing he can do about that. It's too... just being way too aggressive there without having his Summoner Spell available. And now Faker is just in a dream position, free farming on Ezreal. Shove one more wave into a reset. Teddy playing his signature Yasuo. I love Teddy, man. He's the funniest guy around. Looking for it. Oh, he has no ult though. Wait, he had ult. It says he has ult. He's griefing perhaps. Maybe he wanted an auto in. That is a double kill for Kai'Sa there. That's not what you want to see. Gonna be a bloody tight game. Look at the gold, man. Look at so rare in Korean solo queue, the gold even at 15. Usually it's just a fucking one-sided affair. Shove, shove, shove. Bot lane. Lane coming behind from the Aatrox. Should be free. A free double kill here. Ooh, he gets the tower. And he gets the second kill. As they kill Silas, the 2v2. Olaf Ezreal seems a lot more potent than Twisted Fate and Silas. Faker gets the out of there. I'm gonna shove this mid lane in. Top lane out is dropped. Bot lane out is about to drop. I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of minutes, DOPA will slowly transition into a side lane role. I reckon has flash, so they have to be very careful of this. Dragon spawning in the next 30 or so. Alright, both outers are dropped now. DOPA's 144, Faker's 145. Tight game. Very tight. The game plan now. DOPA's ult is coming out. He should go bot side. Yeah. And as I was saying, that transition happens now. And this is one of the things that lower elos struggles with the most, is lane allocations. And that's why I recommend Malzahar. Because honestly, it happens in Diamond still. Everybody just groups mid for no reason and just A-rams it. If you're playing Malzahar, you just press R and win the game. In high elos, it doesn't work as well because somebody goes out into the side lane like DOPA here, shoves the waves in, can cut it. Fakers, what was it, Ezreal? Wait, was he checking something or was it accident? I'm not too sure. The DOPA's going to keep on going. So DOPA has ultimate. So he's chunking these waves out, and if Faker doesn't come across, he's going to lose so much farm, guys. And then lower elos, they don't come across. So sometimes it's an advantage in lower elos to split, but most of all, I would say A-ramming with a CC champion such as the Ari, such as the Malzahar, is going to net you the best results, and that's why it works. That's why it works so often. So it is an Infernal. It's looking like blue side is just going to give it. Are they just going to give the Infernal? They're crazy. They're giving it. They decide they can't contest it. It's too hard. Renekton bails out. Doesn't have TP. That's going to be a free Infernal. Picked up onto a DOPA's side. Faker's now not too far off the Triforce. His skull's completed. I love this. I love this, like, that's this. Ooh, okay, they trade. They get the Rift Herald. I love DOPA in the side lane, man. It's just very interesting to see their decision making on when they overextend, when they base. You can see Faker posturing up, looking to get a little bit harassed on maybe a 1v1. Who wins this 1v1? Okay, I mean, the red buff pretty much makes it so that Faker will. Props to ultimate here. What's Faker gonna do? Jukes out. Almost actually gets the Silas, not quite. And that's just simply an overextension by Faker. Silas recognizes that and collapses. DOPA's gonna shove one more. And then he's gonna continuously do this strategy when his ultimate is available. Aatrox overextends. It's a big old shutdown. Straight onto the guy. So 750 gold, thank you very much. And the gold lead's still super tight. Apart from the dragons. I think that on 2 item power spikes, when DOPA hits 2 items and Teddy hits 2 items, they should just hard force and try and end the game as soon as possible. I really wouldn't try and let Faker get 3 items in this game. Definitely would not let that happen. The difference between Twisted Fate and Ezreal scaling is just night and day. Twisted Fate falls off so hard in the later stages as opposed to the Ezreal. He doesn't have really any reliable ways to get damage off other than Qs, which are pretty easily dodged. The DOPA's going to go down bot side here. He's going to pick up the blue. The big top side wave, so the Aatrox probably needs to collect that. And then come across. He doesn't have TP for another 30 seconds or so. Back into the bot side. He has a control ward. Still has his yellow trinket. DOPA loves the yellow trinket when he's side laning. A little bit of extra vision, man. It's very important. Because you can split very deep on Twisted Fate. And then if you have the vision, you see them collapsing on you, you can just ultimate out a lot of the times. You can just simply ult out. They're sieging up with the Herald. DOPA doesn't have ultimate here. He's in a bit of a bad spot. Aatrox could flank behind. This could be the... They get an ace here into Nash. They instantly end the game. And DOPA decides straight for a bot side. This bot side lane though, if he's into the Renekton, it's a little bit dangerous. Renekton doesn't have a Spear of Sojin yet, so it's quite safe. He can probably just gold card and run away. Gold card ultimate away should do it, just because the Renekton doesn't have Merc treads. But you see here, he's overextended. Olaf comes around. He's going to try and stall till the Silas gets here, but I just don't see it happening. And DOPA drops. That is quite unfortunate, guys. There's not really much you can do about that. You'd hope that your team would maybe commit for the Baron, maybe commit for a mid lane tower, but there's just not enough of a window of opportunity there for DOPA's side to get that. So it's definitely a mistake by him. And he's lucky his team picks this kill up. Maybe 2? Ooh, Teddy going ham. Yeah, they'll get this Olaf. The cast is so big though. The cast at top side, 10 CS per minute. You can see Faker trying to get some deeps down. The cleanse. Ooh. Dude, this bot is a beast. This bot is good, man. DOPA coming out of base now with the Fiendish Codex. Next item is going to be an Hourglass, of course. He's going to shove topside in. He has his ultimate, so from level 11 onwards, I prefer to split longside on Twisted Fate. So longside pretty much just means like longside to the objective, so the furthest away. Short side is top side because it's very close to the Baron. So pretty much from about 25 minutes, the main objective is the Baron. So you usually want to send your teleport player, like Aatrox has teleport, so he's alongside here. So he splits the other side. He gets as much pressure on the opposite side of the map, then maybe teleports across. He maybe stalls if the enemy team commits to them, so your team can get the Baron. You've always got to think about it like that for objectives with side laning, on how much you can get. You can see DOPA's topside here, shoving in. It's only a mountain, so maybe they just... DOPA's pinging, he's going to go for the tower, don't fight. So they're just going to trade the mountain dragons for the top lane tower here. You can see Teddy going in the mid lane as well. They've got mid lane prio. They drop topside tower here. There's actually nobody in range. He could go for inhibitor tower. And he is going to go deep for that. Has the ultimate as well. Whenever he needs to. DOPA drops in. He's on the inhib. Can't quite commit. He has his ultimate here. I wonder if he drops the ultimate just to get vision. Does drop the ultimate to get vision. Where is he going to place it? He should just go straight in here. Doesn't commit for the inhib. He assumes there's going to be a fight. They're going to go for the Baron. Yep. And you can see DOPA is in a little bit of like a lull state here where he's like, do I go for the fight? Do I go for the inhib? And he decides to go for the inhib in here while his team is fighting. Looks like his team might lose the fight. Yep. Faker picks up a kill. Renekton gets another one. And DOPA is just deciding to go for the end here, while the team goes for the Baron. Fuck, I wish I had control. I don't have a control of the spectator, so I can't look at DOPA and look back because it's a VOD, so it's pre-recorded. But DOPA looks like he's going for the end. He gets the 2 Nexus towers, but he cannot get any more. He's gonna drop here. But that's gonna mean an open base now for DOPA. The gold lead's actually in blue side's favor, but what's that worth? What's that worth for DOPA? Interestingly, if he had fully committed the first second, you remember when he popped his ultimate and he saw where everybody was, he could have just went straight onto the inhib. I think he could have ended that way, but obviously that's hindsight. He wouldn't have known how the fight was going to play out. The bloody tight game. And you can just see, like, DOPA is not dominating. He's not getting kills left, right. He's 1, 3, and 2. But you can see how his decision making is very impactful on these games, and he sees clear win conditions and opens it up. A lot of players struggle with this and don't actually even like see these win conditions, but DOPA always sees it and goes for what he thinks is best. Doesn't commit to what everybody on the team wants. He just commits to his own playstyle and hopes the team plays around it, which they usually do, especially in high elite games where they know macro. Gonna drop into the bot side here. I mean, look, he has ultimate. He could backdoor. If that was me, man, I'd be going for a backdoor. You can see blue side pinging it out there. They're a little bit scared. They'd be a little bit scared. Who's moving in? Why is the spectator not... yeah, okay. A little bit everywhere, isn't it? I mean, I don't mind this. I guess DOPA's his side lane shoving. You can look at the minimap. FAKER moving in. FAKER's almost... He got the QSS now. QSS and cleanse. So you can see... It's a pretty big gold sink. He could have that Blade of the Ruined King done by now. Or a Gunblade. But it will be a Blade of the Ruined King. I wish it was a Gunblade. I feel like Olaf's going to collapse in the Twisted Fate here. TF pops his ultimate. League of Hourglass. Going to kill the Kai'Sa. Are they going to kill... Okay. Gets it slowly. Just gets the flank. Can they end off this? They have a topside wave. Nobody's got teleport, but they should make it in time. And because of DOPA's prepping earlier, it's an open nexus. Just run straight down mid. And they're going to end the game like that, are they? They are. FF votes are getting called. Interesting little game coming out from our boy DOPA into FAKER. Oh man, hopefully there's going to be more matchups like this in the future. A little bit more tight, more heavy trading matchups in the mid lane, hopefully. So hopefully even you've learned something from this VOD, guys. I know it was a little bit sloppy. Look, it wasn't the biggest game by DOPA, but it was still a game. I love watching this video. I learned so much. Even if they don't both pop off and do massive things, it's just those small decision-making decisions that they make that I can copy, I can learn from, and hopefully you guys are learning from it as well.